Quick overview on how to use HighLevel's blog feature to host a knowledge-based website. Um, this is a good way for your clients to access any information they need, any tutorials they may need in regard to using your service. And it'll be a lot easier to use and access without having to log in versus using like HighLevel's knowledge-based feature that is like hosted within the sub accounts, right? Now we're going to take it from this to something a lot cleaner and more professional looking, right? And I'm just going to give you an overview of how to do that. Now, using blogs for HighLevel is going to be your best option because HighLevel at present doesn't have any other kind of database style system to allow you to organize and then show the information that you need. This is going to be your simplest option at any rate. So just to get started, just to make things really simple, we want to add a header and a footer, and you want to make both of those sections. Now I'm just going to do it from scratch. You want to make both of those sections global, right? So I'm basically going to do the same thing and duplicate it. I'm just making, I'm going to put an image in there for the logo. All right, now I'm going to duplicate that. And we do want to make them global. And we're just doing this so that whenever you make any change on one of these elements, it will reflect on all the other versions of that element within your site, because we're going to have both of these elements on this main blog page and on every single individual blog article page, etc. Right? So in this particular part, I should have actually made this a 3-column row, not a 1-column row, but I'm just going to duplicate this a couple of times. And then here, I am going to add a search bar. So in order to add a search bar, you're going to go to a quick add under blog and click category navigation. And you want to delete all the categories, right? It's not going to let you directly delete that last one. So what you're going to do here is click it and then press delete. Lovely. You also want to remove that home icon. And then it's not going to let you align anything. Love that. But for now, that's how it looks. It's not super attractive as far as placement is concerned, but we'll worry about that later. And then here you're going to put a button. And it's just going to be your login button for your clients. Login. Lovely. And like I said, this is going to be a very bare bones version of everything just to get started and show you how we want to do it. Obviously, you can go in and make this prettier, line it up better, etc. Cool. That's our header. You're going to be able to search. You have your logo. It'll be client login here or log into whatever the name of your service is, etc. Now, the way that I did it is I put like a little intro block. Let's add that. Section, full width. Let's move that up here. One column. You want to add a title or a headline, basically. And a paragraph. Just some information, you know, letting your clients know what this page is for. I'm just putting some more of this in here just to add a little meat to it. There we go. Now, just for style purposes, I personally put like a, no, I don't want to do that. I personally put a border around it because I think it looks more attractive. You can leave it plain, but I just like to create that separation between this portion of it and other portions. I'm not going to make it really stylistic. We're just going to use a plain border like that for now. That's going to be that section. We're just going to say intro section. We'll just say knowledge base. Great. Love it. Now the next part that you want to put in here is what's already here. Now these are going to be your articles, but we don't want all this extra stuff on there because it's generally unattractive. I would say just use compact. You can select, I would select getting started. So getting started should just house whatever primary tutorials you feel like are necessary for your clients to get started, onboarding, things like that. And then I would remove most of these things. So I take out the tags. We keep the title, take off the author, the published date, the description. Great. All that's gone. And then we're going to do the same thing here for the style. We're going to go ahead and give it a full border. I'm actually going to do one, and I am going to give it a border radius because those dark lines are bothering me. All right, so there we go. Cool. Now for the categories, I'm going to add another section. Full width. And then one column. No, now here we do want to do a 3-column row just to make sure that everything lines up correctly because of how it's set up, right? So I'm just going to duplicate that. I'm going to add in, I'm just going to do basic category navigation so you can just kind of see it. But within this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove, again, on this one, we don't want the search bar and we don't want the home. And you are going to have to go in here and manually select your categories, right? But I'll just do a few to get started. You'll have to name it. Right. We'll just do 2. And I'm going to remove the other ones because this is an example, right? Now I want this to line up a certain kind of way. So I make the horizontal spacing very big because I want everything to line up on top of each other. So just based on what you have going on, you can do that. But I just put 100 px there so that it can line up like that. And I'm just going to duplicate it and then like drag it over. And I'll just kind of show you on the other screen what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, you know, when it's all finished. But because we have so many of them, if you try to put them all together in one, it just ends up being unattractive and all over the place. And you don't really have a lot of control over how many of these end up in each row. So for design purposes, you do want to just, you know, break it up and then make each section as large as possible. Great. And then that is basically it for like the basic setup. Now, as far as the design features are concerned, to make it look a little bit more attractive, this is something that you can easily do yourself. You don't need any kind of code to make this happen. Like I have the hover features and things like that here, but you don't need that. It still looks clean. It still looks straightforward. You can make some design elements, some changes, change the background colors, etc., and be good to go. Now we made that. Now, did we do this one? Yes, we did. Now, something else I would do, I would also make this category section a global section, because you're going to want to include this on your blog page and you don't want to have to make separate changes to each one. So save that. And then we're going to go to your main blog post screen and it's going to look like this, real sexy. So pretty easy. You just want to add in some of your global sections. Saved, global. So what do we have? We have a footer. Put that down there. Go ahead and add our header in. Easy does it. Underneath, go ahead and add those sections in. those categories at any rate. Right there. Magical. And now you basically have a basic setup. And then for the blog post itself, now something else too, I would suggest, I'll just show you what it looks like. Something else I would make sure that you do is you can add like another part here just to let them know, like if they need help and they're not getting anywhere with what you've already given them, you let them know how they can contact you. And also you just want to put a back to home button, because I didn't like the home button on the search bar. And it's not going to be obvious per se that you can click here and go back. It might be because it's a natural thing to do, but you do want to let them know how they can go back to home so they can start over if they need to or get to the other articles. But that is like pretty much it. And then you literally will just go back to your blog, and for every topic, you create another blog post. You put the information in that you need, and you want to make sure that you separate it into the right categories. All right, like pick your author, pick one of your categories, getting started. I would say to make sure that you put a good title. And then for this part, you do want to update this. Now, I'm just going to save the draft for now. And you want to come here to settings, right? You want to change it's going to be called test blog or whatever. So we're going to leave that actually. But for these links here, you do want to set this up. So you just want to make sure that you have, like for your sections, you do want to make sure that those links are set up properly so that when it does the URL, it looks like it's supposed to look. But if you do all these things, essentially it can turn out to look something like this. Again, if you do want access to this, I'm going to create a template link for you to access it. You can upload it into your own HighLevel, make your edits. As far as this pink hover color is concerned, I do have it attached to a custom value so that you can just simply change the hex code. I'll just show you actually. So what you do is you go to your settings, you're going to go to custom values, and then I have it in a folder. So knowledge base elements. And then I have a specific thing here that's attached to it. I just have this in there. So in the snapshot, it'll be a snapshot. It'll have this custom value here available. And if you want to edit the color that's in there, just click edit custom value, change the color, the hex code, make sure you have this hash in there and update it. And then when you go to your actual blog site, you'll see that the color change has been reflected. That's all, folks.